Today is going to be a great day. I am Nikki G, your host. Welcome to the Lone Doctrine, the food for thought exploration station, and your place in making today better than yesterday. We are here staying calm. It can bring you more benefits than you realize. Staying calm. This month we've been talking about everything that comes with feeling lost. Whether it be a moment or a time in our lives, we sometimes lose our way. We've all been there, and if you haven't yet, you'll be ahead of the game by being with us here at the Lone Doctrine. We keep it short, to the root, so you can take actionable and practical steps towards your awesomeness. Time is limited. Let's make today better than yesterday. We briefly talked last week about how service people are trained to stay calm in a crisis. Sometimes when we feel lost, we can be in the middle of a crisis, or even just the overwhelming feelings can be, pun intended, overwhelming. Whatever the scenario, having the tools to help us cope and push through are so important. A lot of times we think, oh, that person is just a calm person. They can handle things much better than I can. The ability to keep calm is actually a skill you can build. Here's some cool science behind that fact. We always see these great leaders, these people in the spiritual world, some of the elderly and the wise, staying so calm when everything around them is in chaos. It was once thought that it was a trait you were born with or without, but science has found that it's a skill that can be taught, that can be built. When we find ourselves in stressful situations, feeling as if we're so lost and don't know which way to turn, our systems start to overload. Our fight or flight kicks in a lot of times when that's the last thing we need to kick in. Sure, if we are in an emergency, a real life emergency, that part of our biological makeup is very important. But if it's just the day-to-day stress, when it's our job or the kids getting on our last nerve or family issues, those aren't things that are fight or flight. In other words, you freak out way more than you should because all the hormones start pumping through your system telling you, emergency, emergency, emergency. But again, in most cases, even when the emotion seems so weighted and overwhelming, the situation is more approachable than you may realize. In order to calm yourself down and remain calm, you have to somehow break that feedback loop of emergency, emergency, emergency. There's a super awesome neuroscientist that says reflecting on your feelings and labeling them may assist in calming the part of your brain that engages the fight or flight, allowing you to move out of the fight or flight mode and free up energy, allowing you to think more clearly about the issue at hand rather than worrying. Here's a couple more food for thought from the world of neuroscience, which is essentially the proof in the pudding. Now, that you have interrupted the brain part of the feedback loop, you interrupt the body part of the loop by consciously breathing slowly and deeply. Count from 1 to 10 as you inhale, then count from 1 to 10 as you exhale. These deep breaths bring more oxygen into the lungs and thence into your bloodstream, which is the exact opposite effect of fight or flight reaction. You're telling your body and brain that it's no longer necessary to increase the intensity of your fight or flight reaction. According to a physician at the National Institute of Mental Health, he noted that slow, deep breathing negates the fight or flight reaction by stimulating the opposing reaction that actually calms us down. Then we can start to relabel our emotions. We've calmed ourselves down, and at this point, you've interrupted the feedback loop at 2 levels. So then you eliminate the emotional part of which the body moves when we start to freak out and get super antsy and start moving, that will create the fight or flight response. Then you go through a list of emotions that you identified in and then start to flip the switch. For example, if you're feeling fearful, you're feeling anticipation. If you're frustrated, then you are actually feeling desire. When you worry, you're concerned. When you have dread, you're taking caution. When you're flustered, you're excited. And when you're alarmed, you're curious. When you relabel your emotions, you are using controllable parts of your brain to convince your system that this is not a fight or flight situation, but instead a stay aware and watchful situation, or even a sit back and enjoy situation. As you continue to breathe slowly and deeply while holding the relabeled emotions in your mind, notice the speed at which your heart is beating. You will find that it will gradually return to a normal pace. You have regained your calmness. You might be all about the proof in the pudding, the science behind why we think and do what we do, but even if you're not, these are all seeds for you to consider. We only progress as we stay open, as we take action, and as we're ready to receive, so we can then create change for the better. You are the change. You have to take the action. We could hang out all day. I'm happy to. We could explore all day. I'm happy to. But it won't do either of us any good if we don't take action. So, in times of feeling lost, try everything we've been talking about. Go back into the archives and write down what might work for you and make today better than yesterday. Thank you for tuning in. And if you liked this episode and know of someone else that may also benefit from our food for thought, we'd love if you'd share this episode. It would mean the world to us if you could help get this message and our cause out to as many people as we can, because together we are better. Or if we could have a few seconds of your time, we'd love to hear your thoughts. You can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, which in turn helps us show up in the search engines so others in need can find us. I am forever grateful, and until next time, keep fighting the good fight. It's a great day.